Supplemental Math Videos from Circle Christian School. Today's video is how to set up your 3-ring binder and just a reminder of what your homework front page should look like. Okay, this is a little bit more part 2. Obviously, when you do these systems and you end up at any time where a number does not equal another number, then it is a system of 3 variables that has no solution and you're pretty much done. But every once in a while we get a system that has infinitely many solutions, and that's what we're going to do right now. A system that has infinitely many solutions. So again, we're going to kind of play with these in such a way that somebody says bye-bye, goes away. So what I'm going to pick here, I think, is, again, I'm going to kind of try to make the x's go away and make some new equations. So let's see. I think since I like x's going away first, I'm going to pick these two guys right here and just do a little bit of rewrite. Remember to play with these guys. Down on the side, don't mess with your original guys. And let's see, we have a negative x plus a 2y equals 1. I'm going to add them together. The whole thing is I'm making x go away. That's nice. Going to end up giving me a 3y minus a 3z equals 0. And again, anytime I get something, I'm going to put a little box around it. I already have a y-zer, which is y minus z equals 0. Very cool. So that gives me the 2. And I notice what I want to do now is get rid of the y's. So what I need here is a negative 3 to cancel things out. So I go over to my y's here, my little y column, 3y minus a 3z equals 0. And I'm going to distribute this guy out to everybody. And I get a negative 3y plus a 3z, watch your integers, equals 0. And you'll notice as you work on this, of course the whole thing was to get rid of the y's, but as you work at this, my goodness, the z's disappear and the 0, so we end up with 0 equals 0. So technically what we end up with here, since 0 equals 0, is that y equals z. So what we're going to assign is a value to y and a value to z. And since they both equal each other, I'm going to say that y equals a number, and of course z equals a, like so. So we know that y equals a and z equals a. The whole big deal here is now to go find x. So we have x plus, taking the y away, gives me an a. And I'm going to take the z away, negative 3 times the a, and it equals a negative 1. So what I have is that x equals 1a, take away 3a, I'm sorry, my bad, I don't want x equals. Gotta use my whiteout again. That I have x plus negative 2a plus an a is a negative 2a equals a negative 1. And to find x, I'm just going to move the 2a, so I'm going to add 2a and add 2a. And so we get x equals the negative 1 plus 2a. Or to make it a little more friendly, we'll just move things around so the negative's not sitting up front, 2a minus 1. So your solution set here ends up being that A is x is 2a minus the 1. The y is a, and the z is a. So basically, and this is what kind of happened with the first problem, number 1, and you had to go find a solution, and there were actually 2 solutions. There were 2 solutions because there were infinitely many solutions with that one. If you remember when I was working on the board there, that I ended up one equation, canceled out the other. I had a 0 equals 0. That is, I had a y equals z, and didn't know that at the time that was what was going on, that whatever a is would work for any of these. So if I was to say that a equaled 1, then x would equal 2 minus 1, which is 1, and of course 1 and 1. And we could put it into any of the equations, and it'd actually make a true statement that 1 plus 1 minus a 3 would give me the negative 1, which it does. This one here, y is 1 minus the 1 does give us a 0. That's true there. And over here, if I put the 1 in for the x, I'd have a negative 1 plus the 2y, and yes, it certainly gives us a 1. So there are infinitely many solutions here. Okay, let's try a word problem that incorporates 3 different variables. I'm going to use the example in the book that a paper manufacturer sells a 50-pound package that consists of 3 grades of computer paper. Grade A costs $6 per pound, grade B costs $4.50 a pound, and grade C costs $3.50 a pound. Half of the 50-pound package consists of the 2 cheaper grades. The cost of the 50-pound package is $252.50. How many pounds of each grade? Oops, have an OD there. There's something you can actually put on your notes, get star points for. That Mrs. Washington doesn't type very well. Should be of paper are there in the 50-pound package. I'm going to leave it instead of changing it. Okay, so here ends up being the setup that we know that if we have grade A plus grade B plus C equals 50 pounds, there's always kind of 2 parts that kind of happen in here. We also know that each has a value to it. So $6 a pound, $4.50 a pound, $3.50 a pound, and that equaled the money amount, so we have money going on. And we're also told that if we take B, the grade B, and add it to C, that it equals 25 pounds, half of the cheaper grades here. So setup's half the battle. After you have the setup, you can do some playing. Since I already have a B plus C equals 25, it would make sense to me that what I'm going to do is actually find some way to get rid of my A's so I have a new B C'er. So I'm going to multiply to the top one here a -6 so that my A's can go away. So I have -6A minus 6B minus 6C equals -300. And now we have a 6A. We're just going to rewrite here 4.5. And I got rid of the zeros. No big deal. Plus 3.5C equals the 252. Oops, there's a backwards 5. Try doing that on a sunny day. 50. Very good. I'm going to add them together. Whole things to get rid of my little A's here. That's what I want to do. Let them say goodbye because I already have a B C'er. And so we end up with a negative, let's see, 4.5, take away 6. Craziness. Sometimes I have to go off to the side here and go 6, take away 4.5. 2.5 and try to do this. Your calculator can kind of help, but again, try some mental math. SAT, ACT has some mental math going on there. So that's going to give me a 0.5 and a 1.5. Good, good, good. So it's a negative 1.5b. And the next one's going to be a negative also because the big number carries a sign. So we have 6. Take away the 3.5. So we have a 0.5 again, 332, so a 2.5, so a negative 2.5. Then the C, same thing's going to happen here, a negative. That's not too bad. That actually kind of works out. That's a little bit bigger. So we have 300. Make sure you use all your little spaces there for your place values. It makes it a little bit easier. So we end up with a 0. 0.5. We're stealing from the 300, just one of them, so it makes it 299. That's how it works. And that's going to be a 7. That's going to be a 4, and it's gone, so 4750. And you're going, oh, Mrs. Washington, you're just like amazing with math. No, it's just practice. Believe me, I'm not amazing in math. It just takes a lot of practice. Okay, so we have to make these 2 new BCers. I already have a B plus C, but I have a negative 1 sitting here. So what I'm going to do is multiply to my top one here, and don't worry about it being decimals. I know there's a way to go and change them, but I never do because decimals are just numbers, so let's play with them. I'm going to multiply everybody here by a 1.5. So that I have a 1.5b plus a 1.5c equals 25 times 1.5. And yes, I am actually going to get my calculator out here. And I'm going to go 1.5 times 25. And it's not that I can't do it, but sometimes it's about time in essence. And the complex computations. And so negative, I'm just rewriting the next one, minus a 2.5c equals the negative 47.50. In fact, we can put a 0 there just to make everybody nice and happy. And the whole thing here is to get rid of the b's, so goodbye. And this is going to give us a negative answer. 2.5, take away 1.5 is going to give us 1, so a negative 1c. And this is going to be a negative, big number carries a sign, going to give us a 10. So C is going to equal 10. Now that sounds good. We should have positive answers, dealing with money and things like that, so that's good. So I'm going to put it back into either one of my BCers, but of course this looks like the best one. So B plus 10 equals 25. Quick minds can pretty much figure out that B equals 15. Very good. So now we have to go find out what A is. A plus the 25 equals the 50. I just added B to C. Quick minds, that's 25. So A is going to equal, I know you know it, gee whiz, 25. And there we go. We have 25 pounds of A, 15 pounds of B, and 10 pounds of C. Are you not a math wizard? Look at the 3D world here. All right, guys, go out there and do something amazing.